So William, you know what time it is?
I don't.
It's pickling time.
You know, pickling is a way to save some of the flavors of the season so you can use them later in the year.
You know, we're going to show you just how easy it is. We're going to walk you right through the steps.
Now, the first thing you want to do is gather all the materials you're going to need so you don't get hooked up in the process and have to run and look for something.
So you need pickling cucumbers, garlic, dill, alum or grape leaves, and then you'll need vinegar, canning and pickling salt, jars, lids, and rings.
Now is a good time to sterilize and disinfect the jars, lids, and rings by boiling them in water. And now is a good time also to clean and wash your pickling cucumbers.
In a large pot on the stove, you have to make a brine, so add 4 cups vinegar, 4 quarts water, and 1 cup of canning and pickling salt. You have to bring it to a boil. This makes about 8 quarts. Now you might have to make more if you have more pickles.
Next, you take the sterilized jars and you start the process of packing the pickles into them. But first you want to put in a grape leaf. Now, if you don't have a grape leaf, you can use the alum. The alum is to maintain the crispness of the pickles, and the grape leaves do the same thing, it's just a more natural process. And then also you'll put in a couple sprigs of dill and a clove of garlic. Next, you take the pickles and pack them into the jar, leaving a little space right below the neck of the jar.
The next step is to ladle the boiling brine into the pickling jar. Make sure that you leave about a ½ inch of space in the jar. The next step is to take a clean, wet paper towel and wipe the brine off the top of the jar. This is so you get a good seal between the jar and the lid.
After you put the lid on, then you put the ring on and just hand tighten it. This is to keep the lid from shifting while it seals. Next, you take the jars and place them in the canner. Be sure to do this opposites of each other so you have some balance. Then you put the whole thing into boiling water. Make sure that it's boiling, then cover and do that for 15 minutes.
After 15 minutes in the hot water bath, remove the jars. Make sure that the lids are sealed. It may take a couple minutes for this to happen. You can sometimes hear a pop. After this has happened, you can remove the rings. Dry down the jars and make sure you put the date on the top of the lid.
Well, that's really about it. Now, you do want to remember to let them set for about 30 days on a shelf. What that does is allow those cucumbers to absorb all those wonderful flavors.
And you know, you can enjoy them up to 2 years after canning.
For more information on canning and for pickling, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the OSU Food Preservation website.